Queen Elizabeth II became monarch in 1952 when she was just 25 years old and went on to spend 70 years on the throne, making her Britain's longest reigning monarch. During her many decades on the throne, she worked with 15 prime ministers, traveled the world on royal tours, and attended countless engagements. From intimate celebrations with her family to key public events, we look back at some of the most iconic and memorable moments from the monarch's extraordinary life. Queen Elizabeth II had a long and impressive life. As we honor her legacy, today we are going to talk about some of her most memorable moments. The Queen's Coronation. On June 2, 1953, the coronation of Queen Elizabeth II was a national event and the first coronation to be broadcast on national television. More than 8,000 VIP guests attended, including foreign prime ministers and Commonwealth heads of state. He was crowned by the Archbishop of Canterbury at the ceremony, beginning his reign in style. Elizabeth takes the throne. In 1952, aged just 25, Elizabeth learned that her father, George VI, had died while on holiday in Kenya. After returning to Britain, he became a global sensation. Despite the hardships she faced, Elizabeth adapted effortlessly to her new position on the throne and was even named Time magazine's Woman of the Year. Windsor Castle Fire. This year marks the 30th anniversary of the Windsor Castle Fire, which broke out on November 20, 1992, when a faulty spotlight set fire to a curtain in Queen Victoria's chapel. The blaze, which spread to the Brunswick Tower, St. George's Hall, and the surrounding private apartments, caused $47.5 million in damage and took 15 hours to put out. The Queen later agreed to meet 70% of the costs and donated $2.6 million of her wealth. She also agreed to open Buckingham Palace to the public to generate the additional funds needed. The Queen's response to Diana's death. After Princess Diana tragically died in a car crash in 1997, most of the public felt that the royal family reacted coldly to her death. The Queen quickly changed that perception after she bowed to Diana's coffin and paid a heartwarming tribute to Diana during a live broadcast. She never lost her capacity to smile and laugh, nor to inspire others with her warmth and kindness. I admired and respected her for her energy and commitment to others, and especially for her devotion to her two boys, she said of Diana. The Grenfell Tower disaster. During the latter years of her reign, Her Majesty witnessed one of the worst disasters in British history, the Grenfell Tower fire. 72 people were killed by the blaze, which broke out at the 23-story flat in North Kensington in June 2017, according to BBC News. The Queen was among the first leaders to meet with victims of the fire. She and her grandson Prince William made their unannounced visit to the area just 2 days after the disaster and spoke with first responders and community representatives as well as local residents. The day prior, the Queen and husband Prince Philip expressed sympathy to the families of the victims in a statement signed Elizabeth R. My thoughts and prayers are with those families who have lost loved ones in the Grenfell Tower fire and the many people who are still critically ill in hospital, the monarch said. Prince Philip and I would like to pay tribute to the bravery of firefighters and other emergency services officers who put their own lives at risk to save others. Visit to Australia. The Queen has toured Australia no less than 16 times, the last of which came in 2011 in what was described as a farewell tour. He first did it on 3 February 1954, when he was 27 years old. During her 16 trips, the Queen visited every state and 2 major territories of Australia. He is the only reigning monarch of Australia to have set foot on Australian soil. The Queen's grandchildren are born. In 1970, the Queen saw the birth of her first grandchild, Peter Phillips. 11 years later, in 1981, she welcomed her second grandchild, Zara Phillips. Fast forward to today, and the Queen has a total of 8 grandchildren, with an additional 12 great-grandchildren. Charles and Camilla's marriage. Despite initially disapproving of the relationship between her son Charles and Camilla, in 2005 she held a reception in honor of their marriage. This marriage gave Camilla the title of Duchess of Cornwall. He told guests in his wedding speech that his son was home and dry with the woman he loves. The COVID-19 pandemic. The Queen encouraged strength and resilience shortly after the World Health Organization declared COVID-19 a pandemic in March 2020. During a televised address in April 2020, the Queen offered words of encouragement to the nation and thanked frontline workers for their efforts to combat the pandemic. Together, we are tackling this disease, and I want to reassure you that if we remain united and resolute, then we will overcome it, she said. I hope in the years to come, everyone will be able to take pride in how they responded to this challenge. And those who come after us, she added, will say the Britons of this generation were as strong as any. Platinum Jubilee. On 6 February 2022, Her Majesty became the first British monarch to celebrate a Platinum Jubilee, a monumental milestone marking more than 70 years of service. To celebrate the unprecedented anniversary, there were various events and initiatives at St. Paul's Cathedral, including the Platinum Jubilee pageant and Thanksgiving service. Subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon for future updates.